Hello everybody, welcome to another video from myself. Thank you very much for watching everyone. And I'm joined by my good friend here. As you can see on our title page, we're talking about a Pacific film. And we are talking about Solo, a Star Wars story. So yeah, before we get too far into this, there is slight spoilers.
There will be slight spoilers.
Possible,
and,
actually, it could be quite bad. Big
well,
spoilers,
FYI on the side note, we're currently recording this on my phone.
Yeah.
And this is take 2 because John's camera
was just about to run out.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a case that lets him stand his phone up because he's an idiot. And, but we love him, don't we, John?
I suppose someone has to.
Indeed.
Solo, a Star Wars story. So like I said, slight spoilers, or probably quite big spoilers. So if you haven't seen the film yet, you've been warned. But stop from at this point. Carry on, or come back later after you've seen it. Let's start off with my good bud here. With, what did you think of the film?
I really enjoyed it. I originally was a bit apprehensive because I was kind of unsure. Do you really be making all these films, all these origin films for all the characters? I enjoyed it. I really did. It had a very solid Star Wars premise. The actor playing Han Solo was very good. He did come across as a young Harrison Ford. I felt like he'd really done his homework into the character. He was very witty. He was very full of banter, but at the same time,
Alden Ehrenreich.
He was very much. He was very much at home with the character of Han Solo. The film itself really laid it out. It gave you a good inspiration, gave you a good background into the character, saw you what made him, explained a few little details like the gold dice, which interestingly first appear in the original Star Wars film, and then aren't seen again until The Last Jedi, and then they're in this film. So you just basically find out there is lucky dice. Basically, he's had them since he was young. All in all, the way the film connected to Star Wars season 3 of Star Wars Rebels, very good. Spoiler coming up. So one of the things I loved about the film that really made me kind of want to jump up in a cinema and just go, yes, was the moment when you found out who the person behind Crimson Sun was. Now, Crimson Sun's kind of like the big bad organisation in the film that Han Solo was kind of working with out of sheer various coincidences. So anyway, near the end of the film, one of the main characters gets in contact with the Crimson Sun leader, and it's through hologram.
It's Emilia Clarke's character,
and
Kira, that was the one that did that.
The leader of Crimson Sun turns out to be Darth Maul. Darth Maul appears hologram self with his double-bladed lightsaber.
Prepare for a screamer.
And his robot legs. And it's like, oh my god. And it was brilliant. And it ties it into Star Wars Rebels Season 3 so well. Which generally means that we are definitely going to see him take on Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Obi-Wan film. It may also mean we're going to get the Darth Maul film, which has been rumoured. But that was so awesome. I have to say to all the Star Wars fans out there that are basically saying, boycott this, don't go and see it. Shut the hell up. Stop being stupid. People, for some reason, are kicking off about the character L5, the female...
was it
L5? L5, I think. She was brilliant. I loved her. She was sassy, she was funny, she was witty. She pretty much frees an entire prison colony and starts a mass riot. She was absolutely hilarious. I loved her character, and I don't see why so many Star Wars fans are kicking off about a female droid character who's basically an independent character. So please, if you are a Star Wars fan, go and see Solo. Don't boycott it.
Not necessarily if you're not a Pacific fan. If you just enjoy this type of film, I would recommend it. We would both recommend it.
Sum it up. The Darth Maul twist was brilliant. It sets it all up for the future. The young actor playing playing Han Solo really did a very, 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 very good job.
Lando
Calrissian character was brilliantly done.
Donald
Glover, thank you. And the other thing I have to say, two more things. One, I loved the shiny new Millennium Falcon. I loved how you got to see it all brand new and shiny. And I loved how the story tells you how it ends up looking like it does when you first see it in the original Star Wars film. You get to see the Kessel Run, which has only ever been talked about. It's never been seen. So they really did cover all the bare bone basics of the Han Solo character. This film is worth seeing, and it is very enjoyable. It has a lot of great elements for a Star Wars film.
Great.
John, take it away. This is your channel after all, so, you know.
Well,
It's my phone we're recording it on, though.
sure. It's not very good quality.
Shut up.
Like Sam said, I was expecting it not to be very good. But before we saw it, I had seen some pretty good comments about it. So some mixed. Some people was a bit kind of not too sure about it. Thought it was a bit boring. This, that. I have seen mixed comments, but majority have been positive. So I mean, to the point where even Rotten Tomatoes are giving it a 70-something%, which actually means it must be doing something right.
It's very rare for Rotten Tomatoes to actually give a film a good rating.
Even Metacritic's put it 60 odd.
Wow, that's rare. Metaphysics usually give everything a bad rating, even if it's a great film, give it a bad rating.
Well, anyway, so going away from critic stuff, because I'm not getting into that crap again. Pretty much all I'm going to say is I thought Eldon Ehrenreich, I don't know how you pronounce his surname, who played Han. I thought he did a good job. Ehrenreich.
Alden Ehrenreich.
So I thought he was really good as Han. I thought he did a good job. Donald Glover as Lando, I thought he was absolutely brilliant. L337, I think it is, the droid. I did like her, but I do like the droid from Rogue One.
Oh yeah, the Imperial program droid. Yeah, he was good.
He was actually quite
he was a good character.
But yeah, I mean, the whole boycott thing, like Sam was talking about with that droid, is ridiculous. She was fun, sassy, and she had a good personality, and she was interesting for a co-pilot for Lando, which was interesting. I thought Emilia Clarke, a few people wasn't happy about her being in the film. Because for some reason, possibly because she's in Game of Thrones, I don't know. But anyways, Emilia Clarke, who played Kira, I thought she did a good job. Woody Harrelson, who played Beckett, and whomever else. But anyway, so they're the ones we're going to talk about. I really liked the cast. I thought the cast was good. Ron Howard is a good director. I thought he did a good job, considering that Disney kind of felt this didn't have much.
Well,
originally
Disney thought it was good.
It went through a few different directors before Ron Howard got given it.
From what I heard, apparently one of the earlier shoots of the film, the rumor is that it was almost going down a line of being a comedy rather than a Star Wars film, and Disney weren't happy with the original director.
Yeah, there has to be comedy in it because it's a sarcastic.
Well, Han Solo is a good comic relief as a character.
He is a little bit, yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
It's pretty much, he's a sharpshooter, he's a bit of a suave guy, he tries to talk the ladies round, things like that. That's what Han was when he was younger. So you had that presence in this film. I think it was a good call that they didn't make it a complete comedy. It was a fun film, but I will say I wasn't completely captivated by it. And what I mean by that is, I just wasn't absorbed by the story compared to like Rogue One. I love Rogue One because that was kind of like a proper war film, but set Star Wars based, and it just felt very gritty. This was a gritty film. The way it was, the cinematography was quite gritty, quite an atmospheric feel to the filming, and some nice wide angle shots. But I will say there was some scenes for me that I just didn't seem to translate well. Like they were trying to kind of wow you, but I just felt it kind of just didn't do its job. And there was a lot of those scenes at the beginning of the film. I felt it took a while for the film to really start to liven up and interest me a little bit. For me, the best part of the film for me was the whole train scene, where Beckett, Han, Chewie, and some other characters that come into it kind of are trying to steal these train carts that have got full of hyperfuel.
Yeah, the hyperspace fuel. Yeah, I actually like that. That was an interesting point of the film because none of the other Star Wars films ever talked about what powers hyperdrives.
It was a fun film, but there was some elements to it I felt was a bit drab. But as a whole, I did enjoy it for what it was. I felt it was a good little prequel to see where Han actually came from, how he met Lando for the first time, how he got the Millennium Falcon, how he met Chewie, so on and so forth. And this whole relationship before he met Leia, so that was actually quite interesting because I had no idea he had another relationship before Leia. I had no idea. I don't think anybody really knew except for maybe the extended text, like the books and novels and stuff maybe. But yeah, it was a good film. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was just it did feel quite simple, very simple, straightforward film. And I did enjoy the end little reveal with Maul, because I love Darth Maul. He's one of my favourite Sith. And yeah, so that is that. So, what do you want to talk about now? Do you want to just talk about your overall
thoughts? I enjoyed it. As I said, I don't really think I've got any real faults. I can't think of anything really. I mean, I just feel like as long as Disney sticks to the path they're going to, ignore the stupid haters, and just keep going with it. Obviously, they've got plans. I think the whole Darth Maul thing is brilliant. I think that's really going to bring some good stuff to the table. I look forward to see what the future brings for Star Wars.
I'm not completely against what Disney are trying to do. Some people are saying that they're just trying to rehash the original stuff and there's very little originality to them. I can see that a little bit, especially with
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens, yes. So that The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, well, specifically The Force Awakens does have a lot of. It does feel like the original. There's a lot of things to The Force Awakens that are quite similar, and I can see why some people will be a bit turned away from that. I personally really I really enjoyed The Force Awakens. I thought it was a good film. I really enjoyed it. I love Rogue One. I thought that for the first little prequel film, talking about how the rebels, how Rogue One as a team got the plans to the Death Star, that was really quite clever. I really loved that film. It was gritty. It had a lot going on for itself. Just loved it. And then obviously The Last Jedi was good. I personally am probably one of the very few that actually enjoyed The Last Jedi and took it for what it was. Yes, there was some daft parts. It wasn't as good as the first one, but I like Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars fan, but but I'm not one of these people that completely just chuck all their toys out the basket in frustration because what they had in here or written down in their own script somewhere in the room, and that did not translate onto the screen for them. And this, that is bullshit. It's ridiculous. End of the day, if you don't like them, fine. If you're not interested in checking them out anymore, don't watch them. Like Sam said, just try to appreciate them for what they are. A lot of people are saying, a lot of people are putting them up to like Empire Strikes Back and all that lot. The original trilogy. The original trilogy, Empire Strikes Back, you cannot keep thinking about those in your head. The original trilogy is a work of art. It really is. The original trilogy is absolutely brilliant. Empire is by far one of the best Star Wars films out there, of the original trilogy. And people keep going, oh my god, compared to The Empire Strikes Back, compared to this, compared to that. I'm like, sorry, but that is where you're going wrong. You cannot take a great film such as Empire and then put it next to the new stuff, because you are going to be completely, which they are, you're going to be sadly, to be honest with you, what I've seen so far from Disney has to be I prefer them on top of. I definitely prefer them compared to the prequels. But I will say Han and The Last Jedi are the weakest of the ones I've seen of Disney's era.
I think that's it.
So anyway, so we've been talking for way too long, and it's going to take a lot of editing on my part, because I yammer on way too much. They don't need to nod. But anyway, so thank you very much for watching, my friends. This has just been me and Sam here talking about Solo, a Star Wars story. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Subscribe for more, and until next time, peace.
Bye.
See you all very soon. May the Force be with you.